everyone, my name is Blu-ray. A few things about me. First off, I'm emo as shit. Put me in a room with a massive stereo system and CD copies of 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge, Sempiternal, and The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me, and expect me blasting that shit 24/7 for the next week or so. Secondly, I'm brony as shit. If you follow me on Twitter or have me added on Discord, you know I'm pony posting like absolute mad. Side effects may include exposure to derpy hooves, rainbow dash, fluttershy, and thorax. Best boy thorax! So now you know the 2 main aspects of my personality. That was a joke! Now I'm gonna ask you a question. What happens if you combine emo as fuck, MySpace era scene queen, you know, all that stuff, with the brony fandom? Oh my god, magical colorful horses, please invade my television. Let me introduce you to PrinceWhateverer. PrinceWhateverer is a UK-based brony musician who puts his skill to the guitar to very good use. He's also an OG. This guy started his channel in 2009, but uploaded his first video on December 3rd, 2011. His first video being a rock cover of Beyond Her Garden by the fantastic Wooden Toaster or Glaze. This thing definitely has that lo-fi do-yourself rock band feel going on. His voice has this rasp to it, this almost hushed sound. Take a listen. Very authentic, and definitely a good sign of things to come. He would go on to release rock covers of songs by A Day to Remember, good choice, and various other brony classics like Nightmare Night and September. Now we start getting into some of his original songs. His first original My Little Pony song is entitled Rainbow Thrash. It still has that lo-fi feel, but I don't think it's better than the Beyond Her Garden tribute. The vocals sounded pretty compressed, but I can't blame him for that. This was 2011. Hardly anyone was doing rock in the still pretty new brony scene. It was dominated by electronic stuff, the biggest example being Wooden Toaster, or Glaze, and tracks like Rainbow Factory and Beyond Her Garden. So I'm not gonna thrash, get it? Rainbow Thrash, because it's pointing towards something bigger. It's 2012, the second law is out, the world's gonna end, and bronies are beginning to dominate the internet. Great stuff came out of the scene this year. We have the Living Tombstones classic remix of Discord by Eurobeat Brony, Wooden Toaster put out, in my opinion, their best song, Awoken, featuring Hateseed, and PrinceWhateverer puts out something for Best Pony Derpy Hooves, a song titled Between Fairy Tales and Happy Endings. While I don't want to dwell on this now because we'll get to it later, this is easily a very monumental moment in PrinceWhateverer history. The year is 2013. PrinceWhateverer puts out his debut album, which looks more like an EP, Rediscover. I kinda only really like listening to brony music when it's on streaming platforms, and this one isn't on it. It makes sense though. I did a little bit of sampling and the sound is pretty thin. We'll get to some of these tracks later, however. Let's skip to 2016. Oh yeah, man. Blink-182 put out California. I was no longer a brony, but I was big into Ava G. And what does PrinceWhateverer do? He puts out an album entitled Reinvent. Reinvent is, in my opinion, PrinceWhateverer's first real big splash. The songs sound great because this isn't 2011 anymore. And Pony Metalcore is in, brother, it is in! Let's get some recommendations out of the way. So Long is a fantastic anthem about the crumbling friendship between Moondancer and Twilight Sparkle. Left Behind has ties to the Apple family story. Frailty encourages Twilight during the battle with Tirek. Away From Me tells a story about Starlight's enslaved village, and Forget About It is basically just punk rock Twilight running away from Camelot with her friends, and it's awesome. Remember back in 2012 when I talked about a song entitled Between Fairy Tales and Happy Endings? The reason I didn't talk about it much is because I consider the Reinvent version the definitive version. Take a little listen.
How could you try and change who I've always been? What did I do wrong? I never wanted any of this. I'm sorry if I ever offended you.
This is a song in support of the Best Pony Derpy Hooves. Definitely first written during the whole Derpygate fiasco, where people were pissed off at Derpy's representation in the show, which then led to Hasbro censoring her, which only led to more people being angry. It was a whole thing. The song is excellent. It captures the feeling of this whole charade through Derpy's eyes extremely well, both in instrumentation and lyrics. And that build up to the final movement of the song is legendary. Take a listen.
How could you try and change who I've always been? What did I do wrong? I never wanted any of this. I'm sorry if I ever offended you.
Reinvent is definitely a solid album for sure. It has great moments across it. Unfortunately, however, I gave it a score of 4 out of 5, otherwise known as certified solid. Reason being is that if PrinceWhateverer were to release a physical copy reissue of Reinvent, I don't see myself purchasing it. I only really enjoyed 9 tracks from the 16-track album, and while the production is definitely better than the years before, it doesn't come close to what comes in the future. Over the next 3 years, PrinceWhateverer would release multiple tracks and build hype for his 3rd studio album. This is, in my opinion, the best thing he's ever put out, and I think it will remain as my favorite PrinceWhateverer album. The year is 2019, and let me introduce you to Reimagine. This album sounds amazing. There's definitely more of a metalcore influence than on Reinvent to my ears. Hell, it may rank among some of my favorite metalcore albums ever. Destabilized and Lost in Data are metalcore ragers about Sweetie Bot, one of the characters featured in Friendship is Witchcraft. Conviction is a fucking amazing tune about Tempest Shadow or Fizzle Pop Berry Twist from the 2017 My Little Pony movie. The 4 R's tell an amazing story about warfare with the changelings. Delta V is a good track, but I personally don't like it because I fucking hate Delta V! That whole story hits a bit too close to home for me. Betrayer, Luna's Caps Part 3 is heavy as fuck. Not Letting Go is an anthem that gives hope to Fluttershy. This is actually a re-recording of a song featured on his debut album and is, in my opinion, the definitive version. I'm a sucker for a good Fluttershy song. And Goodbye is a very nice acoustic ode to the show ending, as this record was released in 2019. Now, Reimagine is, in my eyes, the best PrinceWhateverer album. The production is spot on, the riffs are catchy as fuck, it's overall excellent. However, one song rules this whole record for me, and it was actually my introduction to PrinceWhateverer. This is his magnum opus, his masterpiece, I Introduce to You. Solidarity in This Together, a post-hardcore pop-punk song about the Brony community. If it wasn't for the way that the fantastic Brony YouTuber Shunks described this song, I would have never found it and would have never become a fan of PrinceWhateverer. Roll the clip!
Solidarity. So, have you ever been to a Hot Topic where there's that TV in the corner or above the cash register area, and they'll have a music video for whatever song's playing in the store from some random emo band? This sounds like one of the—
Solidarity in This Together is amazing. It's catchy, it has references in its lyrics here and there, and it even samples the show itself.
Now, on a day like today, I can honestly say I wouldn't be standing here if it weren't for the friendships I've made with all of you.
Instant classic. Instant fucking classic, bro. I jam this shit seemingly every day. Reimagine doesn't get a certificate of perfection from me, as I found some of the auto-tuned vocals on some tracks a bit off-putting, but I'm happy to return the full album and see if I can look past all that. Reimagine is a masterpiece. It's my favorite Brony album of all time. Metalcore bias! And I come back to it frequently. Please, PrinceWhateverer, please reissue Reimagine on CD. I would kill to own it. After Reimagine, there really have only been standalone singles here and there, along with some covers and parodies. In the later years, he's actually gone ahead and released old versions of some of these songs on streaming platforms, like the 2013 versions of The Fight Inside, Promises, and Not Letting Go, and the 2014 version of Frailty. Of course, I prefer the newer versions of all of these because I'm a production nerd, but they're there for anyone who's interested. Some of the recent singles that have caught my ears are as follows. Remember Me is a song about starlight and sunburst, seemingly before the episodes The Crystalling Parts 1 and 2. I love the piano in the intro, and this is overall a fantastic track. Fan the Flame is another Princess Luna song. It's like he's addicted to Luna or something.
It's catchy and has a lot of PrinceWhateverer's staple sounds.
Elemental is an ode to the main six. The hooks surrounding the lyrics of really draw me into it. And although I consider the production a downgrade, it's still a fucking fantastic song. I love the rhyming as well. All the words that rhyme with the word elemental and using those words to describe the main six is, in my opinion, absolute genius. Ghost in the Sun has this plucked thing in the beginning and I fucking love it. The guitars have this stop-start energy and the violins help a ton. This song actually seems to take the perspective of Princess Celestia before the events of Friendship is Magic Parts 1 and 2, although I could be wrong there. This song is called Ghost in the Sun after all. PrinceWhateverer is my favorite Brony musician. Whenever I was first checking out his stuff, I had no idea the level of quality I was expecting. This dude knows how to play the fucking guitar. His voice is fantastic, his screams are excellent, and I hope he never stops because call me a fan, I'll listen to every damn album this dude puts out. Obviously, if you're not a Brony, then you might not gravitate much towards PrinceWhateverer as much as I did, and if you hate Metalcore, then dear God, stay away. But if you're a Brony and you love Metalcore, then put on some PrinceWhateverer albums and jam the fuck out. Thank you for watching. PrinceWhateverer, please reissue Reimagine on CD, and please don't subscribe. We're in this together! Oh god.